Which means we're on to Trials and Tribulations. Awesome. Turnabout Memories. Okay. Not Quilty, yes. How did I get into this mess? Is that him? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. What the fuck are you wearing, boy? It wasn't me. I didn't... I didn't do it! My speakers are really loud. Yeah. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 3. We've been relegated to number 3 now? Jesus. Phew. It's finally time. I feel kind of nervous. Ahem! Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Ah, Mia. Please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. Okay, we live in a police state. That was never made clear to me. What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Oh. Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. First time I was in for pickpocketing. Still, you surprised me, what with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our clients see you so nervous. You see the poor man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Wait, what? Phoenix was actually... Okay, he's got the face mask. Good. Oh, Jesus. Yes, see, he's taking precautions. Good for you. Well done, Phoenix. But 2 meters distant, if you please. Just back up a little bit, thank you. Predicted, I know, right? Like, holy fuck. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I, just wanted to say I'll give it all I've got. Yep, I'll be fine, no problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Mr. Rye. Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers, people screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold, that's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. I bugger off. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time, This time I'm going to win. For my client and for myself. God, that sweater. Oh my god, that sweater. Just why? Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today is Ms. Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? Yes, another introductory trial with Payne. Get to stomp on him again. I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you? Great buff. Well done. Mwah. Perfect. Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor, I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. God, that hairdo. He had hair! Once upon a time. And it's so bouncy. Man, what do you use? What product is on that? What's your conditioner? Well, well, well. G learned from the master. Heck yes. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl, it will all be over soon. Okay, that is a phrase a guy like you should never say ever again. Ever. That was creepy. Wait, what was all that about? Is he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. Okay, I used to work with a guy called Doug Swallow, and he did look kind of like that. That's weird. Holy shit, that's weird. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo of this taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the sparking power cable and the bent umbrella over there didn't strike anybody as weird. Just gonna call it right now. Power cable broke, electrocuted him in the rain. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway, they then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. You were never good at this job, were you, Judge? Very well, the court accepts the photo into the record as evidence. Excellent. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Electrocution. Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that the victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. No, climb over the bench, walk over and punch him in the face. Show him what you're made of. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Electrocution. Please say you know at least this much. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. What? The Holy Bow. 1 year now. 1 year. Thank you very much for that resub, Holy Bow. How are you? Good to see you. Hope everything's well with you. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for 12 months of support now. Holy cow. That is amazing. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, my hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. Or Right bumper. Proof of my profession. The first and last time I wore this was a year ago. Date and time of death 4/9. So is that April the 9th? Or is that September the 4th? We may never know. At 3 PM, cause of death was a fatal electric shock. The crime took place behind the IVU building. So they somehow think that Phoenix cut the wire and electrocuted the guy while they were having an argument. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed tab here. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. Well, what's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? Well, what do you mean? Did one of them have a blood transfusion from the other? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really want to punch this guy so much. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Well, I eat rookie killers for breakfast. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. We have nothing. What about profiles? Currently has a cold, pharmacology student, Phoenix's girlfriend, dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Okay. So Doug was all like, yo, get off my girl. And Phoenix was like, she ain't your girl or no more, bitch. Well, okay. Evidence? Oh, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face. Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face. Not literally. Not literally, don't do that. Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between the profiles with the evidence with tab, so be sure to go over all of it. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? The girl. The cat. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here. Dahlia Hawthorne, was it? Very good, Miss Fay. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. She certainly has some point to play in this story. Hard to argue with his assessment. Ah, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. So you're telling me once upon a time this guy used to be a good lawyer? Cool. Very well then, Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay? It's fine, after all. Mr. Wright is innocent, right? Right. The defense has no objection. Very well. Are you supposed to object? Court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. He is guilty of wearing a horrific sweater. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. That's not a job. No, he means, what did you do before you were arrested? Oh, I'm a germ spreader. I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, but I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you. Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his COVID-19 to the rest of us? It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. Please keep social distancing, thank you. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. I didn't find... All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. Never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. A British wannabe. So he's not British, but he wants to be. Why? I see. You hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Ooh, looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? Hee. It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And what would that be? This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. But I'm not a doctor, least alone an angry doctor. The purpose is to determine if the witness testimony contains any contradictions. Oh, that kind of cross-examination. Gotcha. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he's your client, in court all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now, that there was a lie, a contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. Would a man wearing a sweater like that lie? Look, it's got a big heart on it and everything. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Would you? I admit I was there. Okay. So, let's... It is the same thing, right? Okay, I'm just getting used to this again. Hold it! When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of the place where something happened anyway. Objection! Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? Not a killer, all I did was find his body. You say you found the body, so who called the police? That's true. Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct, they were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to his body in shock. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Achoo! 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 Stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body, but I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right! Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Achoo! Achoo! Now see here, you can't avoid answering the questions by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to the stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right, I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Oops. Achoo! Perfect. That moment when you're holding in a sneeze. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not the killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well, he watches a lot of Downton Abbey. And, you know, one thing leads to another with that show. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Or like a cape. Did you see it at the crime scene, the Union Jack, I mean? Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Ms. Fay? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person anyway, this Union Jack fellow? Oh, gee. The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag. Only when it's on a ship. Oh, I see. So, you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Yes, there is no picture of the Union Jack. There. Mia, there is a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg? It's okay, we've already found it. Quickly now, show that boy you mean business with. Evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully. Well, my dear, do you think you can manage it on your own from here? Sure. 1 year ago I was in the courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Kill everybody in the room. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia, one more time from the very beginning of the testimony. So we know these are all cool. Right, so we want to present the photograph. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? I don't even see a ship. Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He was wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing, which you can't see. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body, but if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath the jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Bad boy. Please forgive me. Mia, you've made our client cry. I'm proud of you. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix, or anyways. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright's all wrong. Hee 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 hee. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. One does not simply stumble upon a scene of crime. Ugh. Oh. Did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Did you get tested for COVID? Yeah, I took some, but was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? How is anybody a big fan of any kind of cold medicine? Hehehe. Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, will I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the crime scene photo. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. Objection! I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. Huh? Damn you, Payne. Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine. To what end? Dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. Why? So he would suffer his cold even more after he's dead? His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Mr. Phoenix Wright. Sure. I mean, yeah, that was exactly what I would be thinking as I'm getting electrocuted. Must grab cold medicine. Will lead to killer. Order. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Found clutched in the victim's hand, covered in Wright's fingerprints. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? Oh, this is really bad. Oh, my buttocks, my poor, poor hemorrhoids. Don't need to know that, thank you, Grossberg. Gross. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I had been taking Cold Killer X for the past 2 or 3 days. I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on that day by accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Do the right thing. Ha ha ha. I've missed being able to make jokes like that. I know you guys haven't, but... Truth is, I went because he called me, okay. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is Parton, the country and western singer. They're big fans. That's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart? Oh. Oof. What was that for, Maya? Oh, I'm sorry, I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet. Okay. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah. We were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department. Yes, studying on how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. The alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. Yes, he was selling crack. He was basically Walter White. Maybe I should ask him for more details. So, he obviously knows about the lab. So he's been there a lot. Time of the meeting doesn't necessarily seem important. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. They sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables. Yeah, there were electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So... See, that cable wouldn't just snap on its own. What if he fell? After being zapped? Blown through the window or something? No, that's stupid. Just a thought. Let's go back and talk about the other thing. Time. Through. Time of the meeting. So you're absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure that's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. You know, injecting weird things into bunnies, that kind of stuff. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. We split up around 3. The death was at 3 PM. So they talked for 15 minutes and then split up and then he died. So he didn't have time to go back inside anyway. What was it you were talking about? You know. That maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hello, Amber. How are you? Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. Later when I went back, I found him lying there. So you say you went back? Yeah. That's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. They're all sitting. That's some bullshit right there. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. Twitch is being its awful self. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 to 3 days. Rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. How prophetic. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals. I'm pretty sure all my friends know about it. Lost the bottle around lunch by accident. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? What is this with Phoenix on the stand and Mia prosecuting? Yeah, this is the introduction to the third game. This is back in time when Mia defended Phoenix Wright in court for, like, he was a murder suspect. And what's happened is he's suspected of having murdered, because this is when he was a university student. He's 21 years old. He's suspected of murdering this guy, Doug Swallow, because Doug used to go out with this girl, Dahlia Hawthorne, and now she's Phoenix's girlfriend, and they met up to have a little argument about it, and he was trying to warn him off Dahlia. Like, you shouldn't be seeing her or something. And I'm beginning to wonder if that was something about her, rather than about the fact that, you know, he's butthurt over the whole thing. So, yeah, we're having to defend Phoenix. So you can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Ouch, why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of death, and the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by the explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. Oh, what do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, is that correct? Well, that is... You are correct, Your Honor. But how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Thing is, why would you want to establish a murder method? This isn't a murder, this is an accident. Oh, they got to hear bits of the explanation, but you get the gist. Cool, you're playing out some of his history? Yeah, exactly. With like, this is just the tutorial, but yeah. So, let's see. I mean, we can see that the electric cable is obviously to blame. The guy was holding an umbrella, so it probably hit the umbrella, went down the metal handle, and bzz, zap. And you can see the victim's watch is just after 3. So he said they departed around 3. That's more like 5 past 3. So he was waiting here. I wonder if, after they've had their chat, Phoenix stormed off. Maybe he found the pill bottle and decided to hang about in case Phoenix came back looking for it to hand it to him. And that's when he got zapped. Your Honor? Yes, Miss Faye? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court. Yes, an attorney must be able to substantiate their argument with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. I was planning to spitball it. I was just going to throw shit at the wall to see what sticks. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. So I guess I just present the whole photo. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? Nani? There's nothing that resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly is in this photo is the murder weapon? Right there. Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we heard? The machines that the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Creepy old sex offender looking son of a bitch, you. Now. Victim's cause of death may have indeed been a high voltage cable, however. I want you to think about what that really implies. Yes, accidental death. Doesn't look well for you, does it? The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. And pray tell, Payne, how does one use an overhead power cable as a murder weapon? Just casually like that. That much is certainly true. Yes, and that's not all. We have proof, irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is it? It's fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. Ah, you mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. So he pushed him. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Well, that's a twist I didn't see coming. Order! Order! That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with the cross-examination. Stick a fork in it, we're done. Mr. Grossberg. My hemorrhoids never lie. This show is over, Mia. Could you please just leave your hemorrhoids out of this? Thank you. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Well, of course, that's just your mantra. At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in the case. Do you have something further to add, Ms. Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, or the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... Well, you've now just basically told everybody that something else happened. It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Ms. Faye. Please put your mask back on, Mr. Wright. I don't want COVID. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. Put your mask back on. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need for further... I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Like I said, he was trying to warn him off her. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Aha! Karate chop. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told you the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please, please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. Still can't believe it. He really did push the victim. Oh, feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. God, too much information. Stop it. Go get some Preparation H and a rubber ring cushion and sit in the corner and keep your mouth shut. When I pushed the victim, that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. He talking shit about my girl. Bump. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Oh, okay. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow fell back and touched the electric cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electric cables nearby. If there had been something like that, I wouldn't have noticed it. I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. You can do it. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that'll prove it. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Okay, let's go back. Hang on, I pressed the wrong button. Press. What kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said she was a bad girl. Is that all? Yep. My God, you dork. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favours here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. After he said that, I just lost my temper and I gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. Then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. He was holding a jacket? That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. Nerd rage! I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. It's going to turn out that Dahlia was waiting on one of the upstairs rooms with like a knife on a stick or something, and she just cut the cable at the right moment. If that's what's happening, then oh my God, no. No. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right! There was nothing like that at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like a cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. We heard a loud noise. A loud noise? What would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap, you know? Come to think of it, I wonder what it was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. how do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Ah, could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Oh, burn! Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well, the umbrella's there, and it does look broken. In fact, I've just realised if he shoved him backwards, why is he lying on his front? If he shoved him backwards, and he fell backward on his umbrella, he could have broke it. Or, when he pushed him, maybe the umbrella went up into the air and hit the electric cable, and that's what broke the electric cable. Then when he got up, he zapped himself, not noticing it was there. By which time Phoenix had already walked away. Well, of course it's important to save the game just before you make a decision. Not so you can reload it if you get it wrong. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important, it's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. A flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defence's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. So I lost my temper and gave him a shove. Landed on his umbrella a little while after I left. I'm going to go through all this first and then we'll come back to that one. Because I think we need to show that with the photo to say, well, he didn't fall onto it. It's over there. But it is broken. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did, I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back, but he was just lying there dead. Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from the testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need info. Turn up some contradictions. So that was the last one. Fell down on top of his umbrella. Okay, so let's go with this. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yes, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. You figured all that out from an angry shove, like, shove him, umbrella, might need that myself, it's under him, never mind, I'm gonna walk away. All in like an instant. That's some fast decision making. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late at night time knitting it for me. Oh, that explains why he has it on. I like that. Like, but my girlfriend knitted it for me. I have to wear it. She'll hate me if I don't. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Oh god, I want to be sick. Oh, my stomach is not as it used. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Ah, so sorry. Continue with your testimony. So if we shoved him on top of his umbrella... we present this to it then and say, look, it's over there? Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I wouldn't have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electric pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Order! Order! The victim. He moved? People do that. They move. See, I'm moving right now. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Fatality. Finish him. Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately. Shitty umbrella added to the court record. Owned by the victim, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind. What, from underneath a, you know, a 20-odd-year-old male's body? Louise, hello. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as it's the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No! Oh. I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge pole has been blown into the prosecutor's case by the defendant's testimony. Oh, whole pole. I was just thinking, a huge pole? What the fuck is the judge on? What is he smoking? Phoenix's testimony added to the court record. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. Well done, Mia. Hee hee. Hee 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 hee. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about in a disturbing, creepy, sex offender kind of way? Coffee. Good. Oh. Thingy is beeping. One moment, guys. Down, there we go. Been having afternoon tea. Nice. Excellent. Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness? Some trumped-up evidence? Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly? I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. Of course she is. This is it now. This is where she's the murderer. She severed the power cable from above. Had it delivered. Oh, from that place you told me about, right? Where you get the afternoon tea delivery service? Nice. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. What? Nani? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Haha. I've got my own little flip. Bad news. You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You fell right into my trap, Payne. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. God, that sweater, Phoenix. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax, huh? Relax, my boy. I'll be serious. After hiding such important facts, I should put you over my knee. Oh. But the next witness is Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. She would never knit you such an atrocious sweater. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Found another place that does a lot more food. They're on a Greenfoot Lane near the hospital. Oh, nice. Excellent. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in the very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyway. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Dude. Just like random stranger walks up to you, accept this as a gift of my love. And yeah, I'd be like, I need to find you a psychological hospital because you've clearly escaped from one. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. Or a little bit of LSD. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy, I want to show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day he met shows it to everybody. Sure does. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yes, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? Murder? Brad, hello, buddy. How's it going? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia. I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct? Murder in the courthouse. Oh, please tell me this is Edgeworth's dad or something. Oh god, I really hope it is. Now, Edgeworth was a kid when that happened, and he's the same age as Phoenix, and Phoenix is... That would have been fucking amazing. I'm doing good, thank you very much. Hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at it downstairs in the reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like recess is over. We'd better all get moving. I guess so. So do I... Can I have a read of that and see what it is? So, I mean, that's obviously something she took from somebody to kill, and then she just literally gave it to him to be like, here, accept this, because she knew she'd get caught with it. And now she wants it back. Have a look at this. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Claudash, hello. Wrong chat. We have Bones here. Okay. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes though. Urana, hello. Objection. Sustained. Yes, we save. Oh, there we go. Boop. How are you guys doing? Hope you're both well. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. Next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. Prosecution calls Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. Who brought the butterflies? Or am I just seeing shit? What's with this stiff silence? Don't call it a stiff silence, please. Don't. Fine and hot? Oh dear, is it getting warm where you are? It's kind of warm here actually. I think it was like 17 degrees earlier. Yes, so that's 17 degrees here, so it's not bad. Not too bad. In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It is my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit, you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. God damn it, Judge. I can't believe he actually said that. Payne, wake up. Oh, now then, witness, would you please state your full name? The stiff ain't silent. Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I will bash them with my gavel. You're gonna bash that stiff silence, are you? Sorry. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now. What's your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. No, your honor, the honor is not your honor's. Well, we know whose milkshake brings the boys to the yard. Freya! Sorry you're late. Oh, no problem. Drop in any time whenever you're able. It doesn't matter. James and you went on a walk that ended up taking a while because you got lost. That's the best kind of walk. Because you found somewhere new. Awesome. I hope it was nice. Sir, is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Feeny. Feeny, what a name. Feeny. That's good. That's actually better than Nick. You know, Phoenix, Nick, and Feeny, Phoenix. That's pretty good. Feeny Nick. His name is Feeny Nick from now on. Excellent, I'm glad it was really nice. Ugh, Dahlia. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, she's got I'm a killer written all over her, hasn't she? Yes, yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed was a battle royale starting up in chat. Good luck, everybody. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. No sign of a push. That's when Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go find some of the students and they called the authorities. Not the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth. But I would never... Freya won the Battle Royale! Nice! Well done. That's more than enough witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honour. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tee-hee. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. Oh my god. Is this going to be like something to do with the case that she did? But that was a year ago. This was only, what, 8 months ago? When she was at court. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before, haven't we? In any case, Ms. Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Adam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. It's good to see you, Oba-sama. I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Okay. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Feeny, I mean Mr. Wright, is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry. Oh, how wonderful! It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. I think she just insulted your sexual prowess, Judge. Holy cow. Feeny sounds like she's calling him weenie. He is a bit of a weenie in this, yeah. I mean, have you seen the sweater he's wearing? Ugh. That's supposed to be poetry. Sounds more like a midlife crisis. Sounds more like the judge needs a little blue pills. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area. Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk in through the front doors. Thank you, Judge. How else would you enter? Teleportation? I mean, personally, I climb through the window, but that's more just for the physical exercise. Feeny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Oh, I should be pressing. So who is this Dougie person? Yeah, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie, I mean, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about? How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. That's right, Miss Fey. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Jesus. Why am I being demonized here? It's good to know that, you know, Mia went through this kind of stuff as well, and Phoenix has to go through it later, like always being browbeaten by both the prosecution and the judge for badgering the witness. Please go on. What did you see next? Suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Dougie. I press her for no good reason. I know the judge will get angry with me. Well, we do have a good reason, because we have his testimony here. Oh, there. There. That's the testimony. That's the newspaper clipping. And that's a bottle of what I assume is drugs. Probably. I don't know. Maybe. Victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud crack when it happened. That's all it says, though. It doesn't say about the push. What should I know about the testimony? Leave it alone for now, or show a contradiction? Because that court record doesn't say specifically they pushed him. The only thing they entered in that record is the victim fell on his umbrella. There was a loud sound when this happened. I'm gonna leave it alone, we can come back to it. I suppose the statement works in our favour for now. I'll hold off on looking into it any deeper until it's necessary. Very well, young lady, please go on with your testimony. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. And what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you? I'm sorry, I was so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me. I don't. You don't remember? Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence I passed only minutes prior. Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt by me. Fell on an umbrella? That reminds me of one anime. Oh, really? Which one is that? I went to go find some of the students they called the authorities. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes. They're all very fond of their drugs. Say what? Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end, I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. Students knew what was going on? In what way? Pharmacology students, they have nothing to do with the incident. What I think I need is more information about Dahlia herself. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's got to be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm going to have to dig deep to find the contradiction in this one. So that's the hint that we do need to push on the other one. I was wondering if we might get more evidence pop up first that we use. They were talking, suddenly we got wobbly and collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed I was there, so it was this one, wasn't it? Can't remember the name of the anime now, but there was an accident on stairs. May or may not have been impaling umbrellas involved. Ooh. She looks sweet and innocent? Yes, that's how we know she's the killer. It's the ones that look sweet and innocent that you need to be careful of in this game. They're the ones that are like, and I'm a killer, haha. Like, what's his name? What was the name of the guy who plays the Nickel Samurai in the last case on game 2? Oh god, I can't even remember the dude's name, but he was all like, hey bro, I'm like the teenage heartthrob. Hi, are you all okay? And then he brushed his hair back and there was like scratches on his eye and he was like, haha. Oh well, and he sat back and swinging, swizzling a glass of wine, being like, so, you figured out who I really am, I'm the bad guy. And we were like, what the fuck? Such a good moment. Are you saying that the victim collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, didn't touch him. I was watching the whole thing, he didn't lay a hand on him. What should I do now? I should save it. Because, of course. Show the contradiction. Feeble lies are not very becoming, Ms. Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never. Ms. Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. I don't even know how to fish. That is, she has no supporting... She's just giving him the stare down like, try me. Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job. And now we learned how Payne's hair fell out. Now then, Ms. Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. Okay, cool. This has already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. What? Oh yeah, she looks guilty. Super guilty. It's the butterflies. She's laying on a little bit too thick. The Disney princess routine ain't working to me. There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. I actually didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. Didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual. Okay, so there's 2 new pieces of testimony here. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground, and at that time, there was only 2 of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow. Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, didn't hear anything unusual. Okay. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I realized... that's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge. Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. What the heck would we have? Have a look. You didn't see the moment they pushed, you saw the moment that he fell to the ground. At that time there was no one at the scene. What did it look like they were doing? Thought they were having a nice friendly afternoon conversation. Really wasn't watching them all that closely. Anything out of the ordinary, nothing at all, Mr. Judge, blah blah blah. Now that contradicts what we have.